Ever wondered how people live without refrigerators in today's world? The Amish have been doing it for centuries, and their methods might just surprise you. From salt curing to smoking, they've perfected ways to preserve meat using natural techniques passed down through generations. No electricity required. But what's the real reason behind this unconventional lifestyle? Is it faith, survival, or something more? Imagine being able to store food without relying on modern technology and its rising costs. How would it change your life? And what can we learn from the Amish's sustainable approach? Stick with us as we uncover their secret methods. Don't forget to subscribe for more insights on living off-grid and sustainable practices. The Amish are a unique Christian group whose lifestyle is rooted in Anabaptist beliefs dating back to the 17th century. Known for their plain dress, strong community ties, and simple living, the Amish follow a set of religious rules known as the Ordnung, which guides every aspect of daily life, including their approach to technology and food storage. Their decision to live without modern conveniences like electricity from public power grids is not about rejecting progress, but about protecting their spiritual values. According to the Young Center for Anabaptist and Pietist Studies, avoiding technology helps the Amish maintain humility, separation from worldly influences, and community interdependence. Because of these principles, the Amish don't use conventional refrigeration. Instead, they rely on natural methods passed down through generations to preserve meat and other perishables. This includes techniques like salt curing, smoking, air drying, lard sealing, and traditional canning, allowing them to store food safely without electricity. These methods aren't just old-fashioned, they're proven, reliable, and resource-efficient. A 2020 article from Penn State Extension confirms that such practices are still highly effective, especially in communities that value self-sufficiency. What sets the Amish apart is their intentional living, where even food preservation becomes a spiritual and practical discipline. By rejecting modern refrigeration, they embrace a system that promotes resilience, sustainability, and connection to the land. Values that are increasingly relevant in today's uncertain world. The Amish rejection of modern refrigeration isn't just a preference, it's deeply rooted in their religious beliefs and community values. Guided by a set of lifestyle rules called the Ordnung, the Amish intentionally avoid being connected to the public electric grid. Their concern isn't with technology itself, but with the individualism, vanity, and dependence it can bring. As noted by the Young Center for Anabaptist and Pietist Studies at Elizabethtown College, the use of electricity is seen as a potential threat to family unity, humility, and separation from the outside world. Without access to fridges or freezers, Amish communities rely on a combination of manual, natural, and off-grid solutions to preserve meat and perishable foods. This includes the use of iceboxes cooled by large blocks of ice, often harvested during winter, and stored in insulated ice houses. Some families use propane-powered refrigerators or gas-powered coolers, which provide cold storage without the need for electricity. Others stick to traditional methods like smoking, canning, and salting, all of which are effective for long-term preservation. Their approach reflects a broader philosophy of self-reliance and environmental stewardship. According to USDA food preservation guidelines, many of these traditional methods, when properly executed, remain safe and effective even by today's standards. In a time of rising energy costs and increased interest in sustainable living, the Amish example offers valuable lessons. Their lifestyle may appear old-fashioned, but it continues to function efficiently in the modern world without needing a single power outlet. Among the most trusted methods used by the Amish to preserve meat is salt curing, a practice that dates back thousands of years. This method relies on the natural preservative power of salt to inhibit the growth of bacteria by removing moisture, the key factor in spoilage. The Amish typically combine coarse salt, brown sugar, and ground spices to create a curing blend, which is generously applied to cuts of meat. These are then placed in wooden barrels or stone crocks, where they remain undisturbed for several weeks. During this time, the salt slowly penetrates the meat, transforming both its texture and flavor, while also making it shelf-stable. Once the curing process is complete, the meat is stored in dry, cool areas, like pantries, root cellars, or smokehouses, where it can last for months without refrigeration. Unlike modern preservatives that often rely on chemicals, salt curing is entirely natural and aligns with the Amish philosophy of simple, sustainable living. According to the United States Department of Agriculture, Salt curing was one of the most widely practiced preservation methods before the invention of refrigeration in the late 1800s, and it remains effective today when performed under the right conditions. The USDA also notes that properly cured meat should be stored at temperatures below 50 degrees Fahrenheit to maintain safety and quality. This method not only keeps food edible, but also enhances its flavor, making it a preferred choice for many in both Amish and modern homesteading communities. Smoking is a cornerstone of traditional Amish meat preservation, offering a powerful mix of flavor enhancement and bacterial protection. This age-old method works by exposing meat to smoke from slow-burning hardwoods, which not only adds a deep, smoky taste, but also helps remove moisture, one of the primary causes of spoilage. The Amish employ both cold smoking and hot smoking techniques, each serving a different purpose. Cold smoking is a slow process, often stretching over several days to weeks, during which meat is smoked at low temperatures, 90 degrees Fahrenheit or 32 degrees Celsius, allowing it to dry out without cooking. Hot smoking, on the other hand, involves higher heat levels, which cook and preserve the meat at the same time, making it ready to eat right away. To perform these techniques, Amish families build dedicated smokehouses, usually near their homes or barns. These structures are typically fueled by hardwoods like hickory, oak, or applewood, which infuse the meat with a distinct flavor while, according to a study from Penn State Extension, smoking meat is effective in slowing bacterial growth and extending shelf life, particularly when combined with other preservation strategies like curing or cool storage. The study also emphasizes that proper smoking, followed by safe handling and storage, can produce meat that remains edible for weeks or even months without refrigeration. Canning plays a crucial role in Amish meat preservation, offering a reliable, off-grid method that allows families to safely store food year-round. Without relying on electric stoves or modern gadgets, the Amish use wood-fired stoves or propane burners to heat their pressure canners or boiling water bath canners, depending on the type of food. When it comes to meat, they follow a process that includes cooking the meat thoroughly, packing it into sterilized glass jars, sealing with airtight lids, and then processing the jars at high temperatures to eliminate harmful bacteria. This technique is particularly effective because it creates a vacuum seal, preventing air and moisture from entering the jars and stopping the growth of Clostridium botulinum, the bacteria that causes botulism. Once sealed and cooled, the jars are placed in root cellars or cool pantries where they can remain safe and edible for up to a year or longer, depending on storage conditions. According to the National Center for Home Food Preservation, pressure canning is the only safe method for preserving low-acid foods like meats, poultry, and vegetables, as it reaches internal temperatures of 240 to 250 degrees Fahrenheit, sufficient to destroy dangerous pathogens. Water bath canning, by contrast, is only safe for high-acid foods like jams or pickles. This method not only supports food safety, but also aligns with the Amish philosophy of self-reliance and waste reduction, ensuring that no meat goes unused, even during the coldest months. Before refrigeration was common, lard sealing, also known as potting, was a widespread and effective method of meat preservation. This traditional technique, still practiced by many Amish families today, involves packing cooked meat tightly into jars or crocks, then pouring a thick layer of melted lard over the top. As the fat cools and hardens, it creates an airtight barrier, sealing the meat away from oxygen and bacteria. This method works similarly to modern vacuum sealing, but without the need for electricity or plastic. Once sealed in lard, the jars are stored in cool, dark places like cellars or pantries. The layer of fat not only prevents spoilage by keeping out air and moisture, but also adds a rich flavor and texture to the meat. When ready to use, the solidified lard is simply removed, and the preserved meat underneath can be heated and eaten. Historical sources, including 19th century American cookbooks and homesteading journals, confirm that potting was a trusted method in both Amish communities and early American households. It was especially valued for its simplicity and long shelf life. According to food historian Sandra Oliver, this technique allowed meat to be preserved for several months to a year, depending on storage conditions and the quality of the fat used. Lard sealing is more than a nostalgic throwback. It's a low-tech, effective, and natural way of keeping meat edible long after the initial cooking, perfectly suited for those living off-grid or embracing sustainable food practices. In the end, the Amish way of life challenges everything we think we know about modern living. Could living without refrigeration not only be possible, but also more sustainable? What if we could embrace these ancient methods to reduce our dependence on modern technology and lower our environmental impact? The Amish thrive by tradition, Maybe we should try it. Drop a comment below and let us know if you'd be willing to try these methods in your own life. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more sustainable living tips.